NBC News, for the record, has not been able to independently verify her claims. There are things that she told us on camera that differ from her written statement last week. We've been trying independently to reach out to anyone who remembers attending parties with Julie Swetnick and Brett Kavanaugh, and we've been asking her attorney for names. So far, we've not found anyone who remembers that. She's also unclear about when she first decided to come forward.
Accused of rape, cuffed at the police station the day before Thanksgiving.
I've asked you some questions regarding a kind of sexual assault.
Watching it back 1 year later, Dustin Toth says his life still feels out of control.
Okay.
His accuser, Catherine Bennett, a coworker he'd started dating.
And right now, the statements that I've been given do not match evidence.
This is exclusive video of her police interview. As Toth sat in jail, her story fell apart.
I'm not telling you to drop charges. I want to know the facts about what happened.
Bennett later convicted of making it all up.
Premji said she kept pulling him closer, and after several minutes, she led him by the hand out of the bar. On the sidewalk, Premji said the girl introduced him to her roommate, where she made sexual gestures behind his back. The two are seen leaving in an Uber before arriving to the girl's dorm room. Security video there shows the alleged victim stopping to sign him in.
After I had sex with her, I left, and the next day the LAPD was at my doorstep asking me about, what happened.
Premji says the alleged victim never reported the incident to police, but he was charged with rape after he says her roommates gave officers his name. Premji said the girl was the aggressor, and last Saturday a judge agreed after seeing the video, cleared him of all charges.
Around 1:30 Sunday morning, the state trooper pulled over Sharita Dixon Cole on suspicion of drunken driving. She tells the trooper she's coming from downtown Dallas, where she only had one drink, and she's driving to her fiance's house in Waxahachie. During a field sobriety test, the trooper pours out 2 bottles of alcohol he found in her back seat. This is the point when the woman says the trooper offered to let her go in return for sexual favors. But that exchange is never heard in the video. Cole also accused the officer of fondling, groping, and sexually assaulting her on the way to jail. But those claims also not supported by the video. Hours after her arrest, well-known civil rights activist Shaun King wrote on Facebook and Twitter, "This woman was kidnapped and raped by a Texas state trooper." Early this morning, Cole's attorney, Lee Merritt, is apologizing. He wrote, "It is deeply troubling when innocent parties are falsely accused. I am truly sorry for any trouble these claims may have caused."
18-year-old Brianna Harmon Talbot admitted to police Tuesday night she was never kidnapped and raped. It was all a lie. Police say the kidnapping scene, her open car door and shoe on the ground, her arrival at a Denison church, scratched and bleeding, was all staged. Talbot even confessed her injuries were self-inflicted. This hoax is especially offensive to the African American community because she described the fictitious suspects as 3 black men.
Nikki Uvino had originally claimed that 2 Sacred Heart football players had pulled her into a bathroom at a party in 2016 and then took turns raping her. And as recently as January, her lawyer had said Uvino wanted the case tried. But this week, Uvino accepted a plea deal admitting she had made up the assault allegation because, as her arrest warrant affidavit stated, quote, "It was the first thing that came to mind, and she didn't want to lose another male student as a friend and potential boyfriend." And the affidavit also said Uvino believed when the other student, quote, "heard the allegation, it would make him angry and sympathetic to her."
The 1 year in jail that she, Miss Uvino, is being sentenced to pales in comparison to the 20 years that these boys could have received had they been arrested, had they been convicted.
At the age of 17, my brother Jay was accused of rape. It was an alleged claim, which was later withdrawn, and it completely just completely destroyed his life, and in turn created a domino effect which then took my mum's life. What had happened and what was dragged through the newspapers and everything that was said about him and stuff, I still think my mum and my brother would still be alive today. My mum, 55, committed suicide 9 months ago, and my brother Jay committed committed suicide a year and 9 months ago.
For you, I'll kick your phone in your face.
It is an Uber ride that gives road rage a whole new meaning. Watch as this passenger goes absolutely ballistic.
If you call my man! Call my man and tell him you're not taking me.
Do not break my car.
Call him! My phone died, you're not taking me to him.
That's not my fault.
Yo, I will start bugging out. I will start bugging out. Throw over the car.
Do you want me to take you to your address?
Call my man! You have his number, because it's his credit card, and tell him!
This dashcam video taken by Uber driver Belle Bubakar Monday during a ride from East Harlem to the Bronx.
She said, I'm gonna punch myself in the face and then call the cop and say, you did it. And I'm like, okay.
In the nearly 9-minute meltdown, you can also hear the rider threaten to falsely accuse him of rape.
I'm gonna start screaming out the window that you raping me, How you recording me?
I'll record you. I will record you.
You just hit me in my face.
Whatever.
The tirade, apparently because Bubakar didn't have an iPhone charger.
Between 5 and 8 a.m., especially north of the city, you want your umbrella out.
The forecast turned grim for WABC TV meteorologist Heidi Jones last week when New York City detectives picked her up for filing a false report of attempted rape in September while she was jogging in Central Park. According to police, Jones waited a month to report the incident and described her attacker as a stocky Hispanic man who tackled her from behind. But when authorities canvassed the area and began to ask questions, the story didn't add up. After questioning Jones a second time, police say there were inconsistencies in her story, and when confronted, Jones confessed.
She stated that she had some personal problems and that, in fact, the information she had given to the police initially was incorrect.
Police say Jones fabricated the story after experiencing personal relationship problems.
So you didn't do anything wrong here?
I don't feel like I did, no. I mean...
I understand why you feel justified for putting him in jail. I'm just asking if you ran a red light in putting him in jail. Did you make statements that weren't true?
I may have said that there was punching or hitting, and there was not that to my recollection.
You
but there was
maybe say it. You either said it or you didn't. You either said he hit me and punched me, or you didn't. Did you say?
I did.
You did.
I did.
And did he hit you and punch you?
No.
Okay.
Not to my recollection.
You knew it wasn't true when you said it, though. I mean, let's be honest.
Yes.
You knew it wasn't true when you said it, right?
Yes.
So you made a conscious decision to embellish the story.
Yes.
And that's a lie. What I'm asking you is, did you or did you not file a false police report when you said that he punched you and hit you, and you knew at the time that he did not?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a long way of coming around to saying, yeah, I lied to the police and got put in jail.
May I ask, Dr. Ford, how did you get to Washington?
In an airplane.
Okay. I asked that because it's been reported by the press that you would not submit to an interview with the committee because of your fear of flying. Is that true?
Well, I was hoping that they would come to me, but then realized that was an unrealistic request.
It would have been a quicker trip for me.
Yes. So that was certainly what I was hoping, was to avoid having to get on an airplane, but I eventually was able to get up the gumption with the help of some friends and get on the plane.
Okay. When you were here in the mid-Atlantic area back in August, end of July, August, how did you get here?
Also by airplane. I come here once a year during the summer to visit my family.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not here. I go to Delaware.
Okay. Thanks. In fact, you fly fairly frequently for your hobbies, and you've had to fly for your work. Is that true?
Correct, unfortunately.
You were a consulting biostatistician in Sydney, Australia. Is that right?
I've never been to Australia, but the company that I worked for is based in Australia, and they have an office in San Francisco, California.
Okay.
I don't think I'll make it to Australia.
It is long. I also saw on your CV that you list the following interests of surf travel, and you, in parentheses, put Hawaii, Costa Rica, South Pacific Islands, and French Polynesia. Have you been all to those places?
Correct.
by airplane?
Yes.
And your interests also include oceanography, Hawaiian and Tahitian culture. Did you travel by air as a part of those interests?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Easier for me to travel going that direction when it's a vacation.
I don't know if anybody is listening to the Dr. Blasey Ford testimony about Brett Kavanaugh, but this is how I sound. I know it's a surprise to even me that I talk this way, and I'm a doctor and a grown woman. I sound like I'm still back at that high school party. I can't help it. I just have this kind of a voice, like a baby, even though I'm a doctor and I'm on this media circus, political stage, and I have kids myself that I don't know why I speak with vocal fry. But you can listen to my testimony and hear that a grown woman sounds this way. Dr. Blasey Ford, thank you.